All right. All right, we are live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. This is Sam Capizzi. I'm your host here at Crypto Somniac. Today is the 1st of February 2018. It's the morning here in the US. Let me pull you guys up above my head. And today we have some bad news, good news. Depends on what side of the equation you're on. We have Indian FUD. A lot of Indian FUD today. We have even South Korean FUD, and we even have Facebook FUD. It doesn't get any worse than this. A lot of FUD. But I'm here to just tell you that it's all FUD. And that it's all just good news if you look at it from the other side of the equation, where today is a great day to be buying. So let's give a second for the stream to populate. And while I'm sitting here, I actually I have a lot to share. We have, like I said, Facebook news. We have Indian news. We have why am I my screen always does weird stuff. Let me know if I'm lagging or anything today. What's going on, Fabian, Kuno, Dolphin? What's going on, Jesse? Let's pull you guys up over here on Facebook. I don't think they were into crypto. What's going on, Fabian, Kuno? What's going on, Anas? Graham is from Graham, Steven, India, Javier Garcia, Daniel Avila, Sam Galloway. What's going on, guys? I should probably let everyone know in the Moon Lounge that I'm live. All right, so I actually saw this news, and I really wanted to just do this video here while there was a lot of FUD going on, and I actually pulled an all-nighter, and the markets are crashing. I'm actually have not gone to sleep yet. It's I'm usually a late riser, and I work until the wee morning hours anyway, so I'm not up an absurdly amount of time yet right now, since I normally go to bed kind of around this time every evening, but I have yet to go to sleep yet. But that's all right. I thought I would get on this morning to share the news with you guys. Thanks for addressing this so quickly. Interested in what you have to say. So why don't we get started with the actual news while we are at it. And I pulled some of it up. So for those of you who are not aware, Bitcoin and India just caused the price of Bitcoin to slide again. I think this is coupled with a couple of other things. There's some Korean FUD that was, I think, put to rest yesterday. We have Facebook FUD. Hopefully that plays out. A lot of FUD, a lot of things going on right now. Culmination, it's the beginning of the year as well. A lot of people typically, especially in the US, which is one of the larger markets in cryptocurrency, people take profit off Bitcoin, off cryptocurrency, and what they do is they like to take profit in January, because what it does is it allows them to basically not have to deduct any of that tax money until next year. You know, they don't have to worry about it now until 2019. So we see this happen every year a lot in Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And it's China's New Year's coming up, a lot less trading in China, all kinds of things, all kinds of bad news coming in from all different angles, you know, in regards to cryptocurrency right now. And then India on top of it doesn't make it any better. They come out and say that they ban the use of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for payments. Now, let me explain to you what that actually means. So the finance minister, Arun Jaitley, has announced kicking Bitcoin's already sliding value further down the slope. Anyway, I want to calm you guys. This, again, is only part of their payment system. The government is going to continue to explore the use of blockchain technology, and are actually very active and proactive and proponents of it. The government will explore the use of blockchain technology proactively for ushering in digital economy. They have only banned Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a means of legal tender in India. That is it. It's still able to be used as an investment vehicle. It's still able to be used as a you can still trade cryptocurrencies. You can still invest in them. You can still hold them. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just banned from using it as legal tender. You can't even use US dollar as legal tender in India. So this isn't anything extraordinary. It's still completely fine. The news contributed to apparently a 6.5% slide. So if we pull up the other my website here, Bitcoin's down 7.3% today. Ethereum actually holding very strong, which is interesting to note. In fact, Ethereum was up 1 or 2% just a little bit ago, but it's interesting. This news is interesting, and I think people take it to heart, and then you kind of get a panic sell, and you get people tumbling one after the other. When one person streams, one person sells, the other person sells. One person says a stream in EU times. Is this even cryptosomniac? I have stayed up all night. In fact, I'm drinking my rocket fuel right here. Do you guys see it? Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm drinking my rocket fuel to keep me going here. In fact, this space mug is pretty cool. It's a rocket ship on my tea mug, and it's taking me to the moon, and it makes the green screen look all weird when I do that. Let me fix the lighting here. Whatever. We got a couple green dots. World ain't gonna end. But yeah, I'm drinking my tea. Keep me awake here. Ooh, that looks bad on the screen. Let me try to fix that real fast. Hold on. Okay, that looks a lot better. Anyway, I'm here to tell you that the Bitcoin has received a major setback since the $20,000 mark. Korean FUD, taxes, Indian FUD, South Korean FUD, taxes, and all this different stuff. And again, I want to stress to you that India is actually very proactive in Bitcoin. In fact, I think there's a lot of people, we deal with a lot of Indians, and Sneh is Indian, and I think from what we know and whom I've talked to, they're very proactive on Bitcoin. So it's not a bad day. It's good. And why is it good? So it's good because Bitcoin is extremely cheap right now, and this always happens. There's always FUD that stimulates another upward move, and doesn't stimulate an upward movement. Sorry, the upward movement happens after the fact. And I want to pull up some of the charts because I told you that we would probably break down to certain numbers if we broke under the 10,000 mark, and we start to tumble fast because there's not a lot of support in the region that we're currently in. So let me pull up the Bitcoin USD chart for you right now, and let me just ease everybody's woes. I've been through many bear markets. If you're new to cryptocurrency, you may have taken a beating, especially if you got in at the highs of 20,000 and chased. But if you're in it for the long haul, it's all right. And this is not good. This is not good. We actually broke down from two separate lines that we have been traveling in, and we're probably going to break down even further, which is not looking too hot. This is not looking hot at all. Let me see. Let me see if this makes sense to chart a line through this. I like how this does this. This is interesting. I don't like that line. What I'm going to do is I wanted to show you guys. I love to use the Fibonacci retracement. Let me put this on the daily to just give you a broader perspective of things here and zoom in. We've crossed below this really important line here that we've really haven't in quite a long time, underneath of that line. And we seem to be, well, let me draw a Fibonacci on this and show you. I was here on the channel, and darn it, that snapped at the wrong place. Let me delete that. I showed you a Fibonacci retracement only like 10-12 hours ago when I was live. So if I draw this right there, and then I go to the peak, which was right around there. I want to go the other way. I don't want to go that way. I want to go like this. There we go. You can see pretty clearly we have dropped below, and I said it earlier on the channel, earlier last night, that I was not surprised that we would sink below even further because we had already crossed this. So I was live on the channel not too long ago, and I saw that blue candle, and you see how we passed this region here, this last region of support and resistance. We had been bouncing off of all these different candles and areas of support and resistance, and we had been holding steady at that 618 level, which was consolidating fairly nicely at the $10,000, $11,000 mark, only for a couple of days. or a couple, maybe like a week or so. This was about since January 15th, which is about 2 weeks. And then last night, the day before, we dropped below that candle, and now we drop below that line here, and we're below it. And it doesn't surprise me that we quickly fell below that, which was really just propelled by the news. And I'm not going to be surprised if we, I don't know why the weird snapping on this is annoying for me. And I did not mean to do that either. I just want to delete this. How do I delete this? This is not what I meant to draw. This looks like a squiggle boom there. I want to show you right there is where I think we'll end up stopping. Gosh, that is not how I drew the green circle. Well, we never had a pullback at 10K. No. Before we didn't. We kind of cruised right through. And you can see all this upward fast movement. It was very aggressive. And it was very... just that. It was very fast and aggressive. And... I think that, I mean, this was expected. Indian FUD is not expected, but just a correction in general in January and stuff is expected. And anyway, I'm really thinking that we're going to pull back probably to 85. I think we're going to go back to 85 before hitting any more support. And in that region there, you can see it right here on the graph. This is the last time, and these areas of support and resistance, basically the closer they are to the chart, the more emphasis and strength that they have. And you can see even then there is not like a ton of support and resistance. It's not like a ton. So it'll be interesting to see how long or how well we hold in this region when we get to it. It is possible that we go more further. The fact we only corrected this much and not way more in January with all the FUD news is a bullish sign for the long term. I think I agree. I think it's a good sign at all overall. I think it's healthy, right? I don't think it's unrealistic. So again, India has only banned Bitcoin as a means of legal tender. They don't even allow the US dollar as a means of legal tender. And you don't see the dollar crashing today. It's just FUD, people learning about Bitcoin that are new. And of course, when you get a market so speculative and young like this, and you get people buying and selling, and a lot of movement and volatility, a little bit of fear causes an increase in fear, and it's kind of cyclical and psychological in nature. And you know, now we're you know, down 50% highs, and I can show you that this is very common to happen after such massive run-ups. So for people, I remember someone overnight sent me an article that said, you know, do we think that this is the end for Bitcoin? Is Bitcoin going to crash down to 1,000? What's going on? Should we sell? Should we get out? Is this really the end? And no. It's just the beginning to a greener side of life. It's the 2018 world of Bitcoin, where it's starting to get bigger, more money's on the line, and it's getting more exciting. And we can see, and I just want to show you that history repeats itself and show you some of the other run-ups that we've had and whatnot. So here is the run-up we experienced in July 15th to September, China FUD. And let me just draw a very quick Fibonacci retracement there. And we went from there to there. And you can see that what this means is we went from one local minimum to one local maximum. A local minimum is just a small or a low point over a certain period of time in that graph. It could be, you could look at the whole history of the thing, or you could just look at one individual piece. One local minimum to one local maximum. So down here would be that local maximum. And up here would be, I'm sorry, that's the local minimum. So I'll draw local minimum. I guess M is not going to work. Min and max, that doesn't work at all. So we'll write the full thing out. That is the min, and this is the max, the local maximum. And you can look at it from a, you know, just from one point to another, one point in time from another. And this was kind of like a whole cycle. So July 15th was the bottom of the bear market. A lot of people had gotten scared about what's going to happen with the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin fork. Same thing happened later with China FUD, people tanking. And you can see, if we just analyze this cycle, you can see we eventually pulled back 61.8% of the market, which was not unreasonable to think this happens many times. And I'm just showing you as an example of history, as an example, and to see us correct this over here 61.8% and beyond, we're basically taking back 61.8% or more in this case of that original move, that position that we've made from all the way from 54 to 20,000 almost. And that's very typical. It happens all the time. And you usually end up, you know, even if we stop now, we're higher than we were when we started here at this bottom here. This is very typical, and it's nothing to be concerned about. I think today is a good time to get into Bitcoin, and I would love to pull up some of the other indicators and just answer some of your guys' questions. So Tether is not the FUD. Full-blown crash is imminent. So there's even Tether FUD. We released an article. If you're part of the Moon Lounge, we released a Tether article earlier, and it's basically there's a lot of news on Tether. So Tether subpoena came out on Bitfinex. Taiwanese banks that they have are not very transparent in the fact that are they actually issuing an actual Tether for each piece of Bitcoin, for each are they actually backing each Tether that they have with a dollar amount, and they won't actually come out and be fully transparent and say yes that we have, and we are. And there's a little bit of FUD going around. Well, if people are buying Tether, are they converting that Tether into Bitcoin, and then is Bitcoin artificially inflated? We have concerns of that. Now we have India. So a lot of stuff going on, and I want to pull up some of the other indicators to show you some of the other good stuff. So the RSI on the daily, let's see. In the past year, we have only been this low 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times in the past year. More than the past year, almost two years if we zoom back far enough. 4 to 5 times, and every time Bitcoin has came back stronger and more resilient and more fuller and a larger market than before. So I think it's just a winter sale, just like you say it there, Suzanne. Do you think there will be huge margin calls to make the market crash further? I remember IOTA dropping to $1, then back to $4. I hate computer bots. I don't think so. I really don't. I think there's enough money at stake in here on the line. I think there's a lot of major institutions on the line that, especially towards late last year, as people started to realize and consider Bitcoin as a more and more legitimate asset and cryptocurrency, specifically in regards to the ETFs that we've been speaking about, the Bitcoin futures markets, a lot of major institutions. We have a trading desk coming on, what is it, Goldman Sachs, I believe. We have a lot of ETFs being talked about in other cryptocurrencies, Ethereum and so forth. And I think that a lot of major institutions are looking for a good time to get into Bitcoin now that they have finally some kind of confirmation that this market is legitimate. It's still very small and speculative. If we take a look at the actual market cap as a whole, there's only $467 billion, which if you think about the market and other markets as a whole is not a lot. The U.S. stock and securities exchange is $21 trillion approximately, so it's nothing compared to that. And I think they're finally starting to see it as a little dot on their radar, a little dot on the map, and they're starting to realize that it's legitimate, and it takes time for those guys to move money in the markets. It doesn't happen overnight, and I think that they have ways. There's no question about it. They have ways to suppress markets. They have large. It's crazy. Do you guys, it's crazy. I really feel like, I truly believe that Donald Trump was elected president purely because of the fact that we had social media. 100%. And you could call me crazy. You could call me illogical. I truly believe that the only reason Donald Trump was elected president was because we had social media. If he tried to run for president 20 years ago, I don't think it happens. Even 10 years ago, I don't think it happens. Even Facebook recently banned cryptocurrency ads. You can see, right, where's the article? Right here. Facebook bans cryptocurrency and ICO ads. I think that even now we're seeing the same thing. Social media is so powerful, and it's crazy. And there's people that way higher up than probably anyone here watching it can impact the market. They can suppress it and release articles that aren't true, or release articles that are just way beyond even being remotely useful and real and factual. And just the slight tone of voice and wordage, and India bans Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as the headline, and people don't even read articles anymore. We just see things on banner ads on Facebook websites and Reddit, and you name it, and it's just ridiculous. So I want to ease everybody's woes. I don't think Bitcoin drops a whole lot further. I'll be honest. I really don't see it. And I'm not sharing anything that I wouldn't do myself. Seriously. I'm looking to purchase Bitcoin. I don't have a whole lot more fiat, but hey, I'm going to squeeze some out because this is a great time. And somebody asked where I got the mug. I'll be honest. I don't know. Maybe we should sell these little mugs with the squiggle boom on it or something. Something cool. Again, I think this is awesome. I got my rocket fuel here early in the morning to go. But Donald Trump got elected because Obama messed the nation up for 8 years. I mean, I'm not going to say or side with any one party, but I really feel like if social media didn't exist, Donald Trump wouldn't be president. And I'm not going to say anything more than that. I'm not going to say I like him or dislike him, but I just feel like that he was put in office because he actually really leveraged social media. In fact, I think there will be I know there's I think a lot of future campaigns will be modeled, and a lot of people will study his campaigns for the future. Traditional economies should die. Short stocks, long crypto. I think Wall Street is shifting their stocks and buying cryptos. Super coincidental, crypto somniac. I agree. I agree. Trump is a joke. Everyone, why don't we tomorrow? I think what we're going to do is we're going to change up the way we give out free cryptocurrency here and just see how it does on the channel. Comment on this video once it's done for a chance to win some free cryptocurrency with your ERC20 address. We give away free Tron here on the channel every day, so if you want some Tron, comment on the video with your ERC20 address and we'll give you some free Tron. One lucky winner tomorrow, some Tron. And maybe Snay will be here to talk about his Indian FUD and whatnot. But again, India is only banning Bitcoin and cryptocurrency as a means of legal tender. In fact, if I could find the article that somebody had on Reddit that was really good, and couldn't say it any better than that person about the Indian FUD. Very just smoothly and elegantly said. And let me see if I can find it real quick on my top monitor. And ask your questions. I'll try to answer some. Where is it? Let me see if I can find the comment on it. I should have saved it. I read so many things. Reddit is a great source of information, to be honest. To people, especially people's comments, it always amazes me how many people are willing to comment and leave feedback and be genuinely helpful out there on the internet for nothing in return. And that's kind of why I love Steemit. I think Steemit's really cool. I think it's awesome that you can get paid for your content and whatnot. I think that's really cool. Just give me 1 second. I'm seeing if I can find the comment. Looks like it slipped away. I don't see it, but anyway, the government is exploring in India active ways to use cryptocurrency. You know why Bitcoin in India? If anyone is in India and buys Bitcoin or cryptocurrency at a premium, do you want to know why it costs a premium in India? Do you want to know why Bitcoin is more expensive in India? It's usually a 20% premium. Do you want to know why? Because nobody wants rupees, because they don't have that much value. They don't want rupees. It costs you 1.2 times more rupees to buy a Bitcoin because people don't want rupees on the streets. They aren't that valued, and they have a sliding economy themselves. I think a lot of people in India are very good, are proponents. You know, the Indians love gold. Indians love Bitcoin, I think. And it's interesting to think about it in that fashion, you know. Have you checked out the rupee coin and its purpose? Great read. No, I haven't, but thank you for suggesting that on Twitter. I think Jess is a bot. Trump is not fighting anyone. He is a puppet. Everyone talking about Trump. $7 for a well-researched and thought-out article is not get paid. I think Osama is live. Where do I write my address? In the comment in the video after the video is uploaded and live. I don't know if you can comment. I'm from India and I like crypto a lot. Awesome to hear. I'm a bot, yes. By the way, the Crypto Somniac Advantage is live. We actually have our ICO article coming out. Literally, as soon as I'm done this, I'm going to upload our rewritten ICO article. Anyone that's part of the Crypto Somniac Advantage, you're going to get our top 3 or 4 ICOs of the month. And we're releasing a follow-up actually to it tomorrow. And it'll be sort of our runners-up. There's a lot of great ICOs out there, and we didn't have a chance to write in depth on all of them. We picked our top 3 that we're really most excited about, and we will bring that to you. Interesting to note. So yeah, India also recently, I think they banned or India had a collapse in their rupee recently because they banned, or I think they discontinued the $1,000 and $500 rupee, if I'm not mistaken. And within minutes, everyone's trying to cash in their money that they had, and they were unable to, and it collapsed the rupee. And I think it's been doing very poorly recently, and it's quite unfortunate. But anyway, the Crypto Somniac Advantage is free for 14 days. It's $97 a month. You can upgrade, get it cheaper if you want monthly, quarterly. You get access to the Moon Lounge, all of that good stuff that you want to see, and try it for 14 days free. Maybe it's for you, maybe it's not. We're welcome to hear your feedback and everything. But do you always hodl all your alts during this time of falling markets? So that's a good question. So when there's falling markets, alts get hit harder than Bitcoin. Let's just take a look. So Bitcoin is down 8%, but look at everything else. Everything else in the top 10 besides Ethereum, which is actually sliding now, is down more. And that's typical. You know why? Because there's more money in Bitcoin than there is anything else. Bitcoin, while still very widely unstable or volatile, is it's still very volatile, but it's less volatile than the other cryptocurrencies. So anytime, all the alts are going to get hit harder than the rest. So in bear markets, it's usually best to consolidate and bring your portfolio back into Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not going to get hit nearly as hard. How does India plan on regulating how people spend their Bitcoin? So I don't think you're allowed to spend your Bitcoin as tender in India. However, you're able to trade it, you're able to invest it, you're able to hold it, and I don't think that has changed. Thoughts on Neo versus Icon? I think they're a lot different, and I think they both can coexist together. I don't think that one is necessarily competing with the other, though they do offer similar services. I think that they will continue to coexist and grow together. Let me see questions. I'll try to answer as many as possible. I'm honestly more scared of the Tether fiasco that I don't mind this loss. So I'm going to suggest, if anyone has money in Tether, I used to use Tether as a means to short Bitcoin. There's FUD in that. I really don't believe in Tether. And Charles Hoskinson talked about how do you create a token with value stability in it, something backed by something legitimate and real world assets like dollars. And right now, I think it'll be interesting to see if cryptography can solve that issue or not. I don't think Tether is that answer yet. I don't think they're transparent and clear, and I would not suggest holding Tether as a means of hedging the market right now. I would rather convert back to fiat, even if that means you have to report your taxes and do your due diligence in that regard. I don't think Tether is quite the answer. Let's see. Other questions. What's going on? Snovio assessment. So Snovio has obviously got hit hard recently, and that's because it's an altcoin. Now, I think it has an interesting use case still. It's not a huge percentage of my portfolio, and any new cryptocurrencies on the scene or market shouldn't be a large percentage of your portfolio. I think that is pretty standard. You know, all new cryptocurrencies are difficult to have large positions in. So you cut everything and go 100% Bitcoin, Neo, and ETH. No, I don't. But it's wise to perhaps consolidate some. I never want to pick the fall or the top or the bottom completely. You never know. It's no no secret that Ethereum and Bitcoin are my largest holdings. I think they're the two safest, and for me and Snay, it's a matter of trying to acquire as much Bitcoin and Ethereum as possible. That's really what we're trying to do. We know the altcoins are great, and there's a lot of potential for rise in them. But at the end of the day, it's all about, can I outpace Ethereum and Bitcoin via an altcoin, and then bring that back into Ethereum or Bitcoin. That's my objective. What do you think about Rayblock's rebrand to Nano yesterday? I think it was great. I think Nano is a much better name and vision than Rayblock's. I think it makes sense too, Nano, because it's super fast, it's small, and it sounds a lot better. Just like when Neo rebranded from AntShares. God, AntShares sounds so awful when you're talking about an enterprise business ready alliance. So I wanted to calm everyone's woes. Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. In fact, it's a great time, and man, we had a ton of panic back when China happened in September, and it rebounded so strong, faster and stronger than ever. And I'm telling you, this is going to happen again. We'll pass our all-time highs of $20,000 eventually, and we will go well beyond that, $30,000. And it's going to be a fun ride. Again, I will highlight this article here. India banned Bitcoin as a use of legal tender and payment in India. They did not, however, ban it as a means of investing or trading cryptos. They basically are very good proponents of cryptocurrency. They like blockchain technology, and they're exploring it to see how they can use it. So I was going to say you can trust me. Don't trust me. Do your own research. Do your own due diligence. And let me know what you come up with in your own opinion. I've been holding Bitcoin since 2013. No, 2012 was my original first purchase. And I've seen much more volatile and crazier markets than I have seen just recently. So there's been worse. So we broke this 10,000 psychological barrier, and we are going to slide, and I suspect we're going to continue to slide further. The MACD looks like we just kind of tanked and went back the other way on the daily. It's not looking good. I think we are going to see more downside now that we've crossed some of these pivotal marks. And but trust me that Bitcoin will recover, and it will be stronger than ever. We are vastly oversold right now, and it's just a great time to get into cryptocurrency, especially if you're new. All oversold in almost all regards in the past couple of hours. On the daily, we're approaching one of the lowest points. If we drop below this band right here and get more than that, it will be the first time since back in August that we've seen a low this August of 2016. Gosh, if we are able to break this band right here, I will sell both my left and right kidney. I'm just kidding, but just be calm, cool, and collected. I advise anyone that gets into cryptocurrency to not expect gains. When you're investing, don't expect gains like overnight. Don't go into cryptocurrency seeing the big volatile gains and think that you're going to get rich overnight. You are going to acquire wealth and money and power by just slowly accumulating and just watching the markets grow and getting into something very speculative and watching it grow to what it could be later on down the road. It'll be a lot cooler. It'll be a lot cooler in the future. It's going to be we're building all these amazing tools. What would make you lose confidence? I don't think there is anything. I've read so many books on blockchain technology, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, books that have put it into ideas and abstract ideas and things that we can understand. And I think the best thing that we can do is really just compare it to the past and what we've seen. And in the past, things like the internet, the introduction of the internet, basically the industrial revolution dating back even earlier into the 1900s. And I think taking a look at sort of the advent of those types of things, new technologies, and seeing how they've grown, seeing things like solar power energy or a bunch of different things, and you can see the progression of a new technology. And if you start to understand how impactful Bitcoin is and cryptocurrency and blockchain technology is, then I think you can start to realize and understand the power behind all of it all, and start to see and realize, despite setbacks, then there are always going to be setbacks in any area of innovation. That's always going to happen. And when you treat things this way, when you treat them like a baby and don't really let them breathe, you're going to get people that are fearful and FUD and all these bad things happening. I think when cars first came out, I think Britain was in great position to be one of the leaders in automobiles. They were, obviously we had horses and buggies back then, and they had these vehicles that were, able to drive on 4 wheels. And what they did is they wouldn't allow you to test them the proper way. What they had is they had a set of drivers and a guy standing with a red flag that would basically not allow you to go any faster than the guy that was ahead running on the car in front of it, because they didn't want to allow anything bad to happen. They didn't let out to room. They were basically capturing and holding back the innovation of automobiles in the infrastructure in the world that they built on horse and buggies, and having cars travel around on roads and dirt roads like that. And you're having blockchain technology and Bitcoin trying to travel around these old infrastructures and legacy financial systems that just aren't suited for Bitcoin. And you have the naysayers and people that don't believe, and all sorts of different scenarios happening, and it's just unfortunate. It's not unfortunate. It's just a natural progression, I think, of society, innovation, technology, and we see this happen. So the long answer to that is I don't see that there is anything that will set back cryptocurrency. I think there will be minor hiccups and bumps in the road, but nothing that is going to impact Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the long run that I think is going to stifle its innovation. I think that it's decentralized, and it's kind of like a spider. It's like a web that any innovation that can happen is just going to naturally happen. It's going to find its way. It's going to sort itself out. This technology has so many different avenues and paths for success. Just because one person doesn't like it or doesn't understand how to use it doesn't mean it's not usable. And that is anytime there's innovation, you have the people that are resistant to change, and it takes people this learning curve to get used to and understand. So there in my mind is nothing that's going to impact the long-term growth and success of blockchain. So anyway, it's interesting to watch. I'm a huge advocate of Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, blockchain technology. In fact, it's very interesting. People, and it's unfortunate that there's a lot of scams right now, but basically, I like the comment that I read, and Andre Antonopoulos quoted that criminals are always one of the first people to use new technology, because they're in such an area of high competition that a lot of things are on the line. If robbers and hackers don't have the best cutting edge technology to succeed, then their lives are on the line. And I think it was very interesting back in the day. Obviously, Bitcoin was used for illegal and illicit activity like buying drugs and buying things off the darknet markets, and they always have to be at the forefront of cutting edge technology, because they have to get around what traditional people are doing and so forth. They basically have to outdo their competition, and so much is on the line and at stake. And it's very interesting because they were the first people to use things like cars, first people to use things like the internet, first people to use things like credit cards. They are criminals and people that use things for illicit activity oftentimes are usually at the forefront of something new and interesting and cutting. And blockchain technology, I think, is just another example of that. I think that it offers an entirely new world of innovation. So that's the end of my rant. Again, if you're interested in the Cryptosomniac Advantage, we have 14 days free where we cover exclusive news. We have buy and sell recommendations. We have ICO rankings that we list each month, access to premium content, access to our team and I, where you can answer questions any time of the day, anywhere. We take one-on-one appointments. We have a course where we teach you all about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. We have a course section dedicated in there to teach you how to chart, and it's all money back guarantee. Everything you can try for free, except that t-shirt. If you don't like that t-shirt, that's unfortunate. You can just throw it out. But everything is 14-day. The Crypto Summit Advantage has a 14-day free trial. If you're not happy with the one-on-one appointments, you can always ask for a refund. We're happy to refund you, and you can even take the video course, and if you don't like it, you can get a refund as well. So check all that out and buy Bitcoin while it's at the low. You know, I think it's a great price. I've been invested for a long time. Been watching the markets move for many years now, and I think that it's awesome new stuff out there. I really do. Really good new blockchains are coming up, like Ochain and Seal. Have you looked at them already? I have looked at a couple of them, yes. We're going to talk about a couple of new cryptocurrencies here over the next week that I've been looking at and getting into, as well as a couple of new ICOs and blockchains that I'm really looking at coming up. In fact, our top ICO videos of the month should be out sometime next week, so you can look forward to that and some of the new things that I'm looking at the moment. But I'm quite tired. I think I'm going to head to bed soon. And any other questions, anything predominant, I've tried to answer as many as possible. Share this video, by the way, and hit that thumbs up button. Hit that likes button. We do these videos here every day. I just try to share with you everything that I've done, everything that I know, my opinions, what I feel like, and just try to, you know, help people and answer questions, get involved with crypto. Share what I know. It's been an awesome ride to teach people and so forth. So Zach asks a good question. So somebody asks, would you recommend holding strong in the altcoin positions or switching over to Ether until things bottom out? I think we are pretty close to the bottom, honestly. We've been in this bear trend for a couple of weeks now. I think it's a bit late to sell the altcoins at this point, if it were me. However, in any bear market, I always stress that you want to take the opportunity to basically reassess what is in your portfolio, because altcoins do get hurt the hardest, and not all of them come back. There was altcoins, and everybody does it. I was into altcoins before and cryptocurrencies that just weren't for me. I didn't see a lot of long-term proposition. We get into things early, preemptively, without doing our full due diligence, and it happens to the best of us. And I use times like this to reassess what's worth keeping and what's not. There are things that as time goes on and you learn more, you're just not a big a fan of. And then there's other things that you get into that are great cryptocurrencies and you want to acquire more as time goes on. So I think now is a great time to research some of the things that maybe you were on the edge of and were not sure about, and use this time in particular to just assess whether or not you think it makes sense to stay involved in that cryptocurrency. And at this point, many altcoins, I think at this point, you don't really need to consolidate into Bitcoin or Ethereum at this point, because I think most of the bottoming out has happened. However, I would look for an opportunity to sell maybe things that you are not interested in and don't see the long-term viability and potential in. So that's sort of my answer for that. My views on Ripple and Neo are pretty good. I like both of them. Neo a lot more than Ripple. I'm not the biggest fan of Ripple, but I think it's good as a hedge. You know, there's use cases for it. It's interesting, and it could be around. It's interesting. Okay, it's not my favorite due to the aspects of decentralization in it, but you know, it has interesting use case for it, I think, and what they're trying to do. So again, in this video, I've covered what I thought about India. In short, the TLDR, the too long didn't read, is basically that I don't think cryptocurrency is going anywhere. I don't think Bitcoin is going anywhere. I think it's a great time to get started purchasing. And I think that we may not see the bottom until around 8 to 8,500. I told you last night we broke down a key level, and I think it is basically going to correct a little bit harder, and this Indian FUD, Facebook FUD, has really helped propel that. again, for a chance to win some free cryptocurrency tomorrow, all you have to do is share this, comment on this YouTube video with your ETH address, and we'll give you a chance to win. Leave your comments, by the way. Let us know what you think, and leave your ETH address, and we'll win or give you a chance, or give someone tomorrow some free cryptocurrency. But for today, let me give away some free cryptocurrency. You guys know how we normally do it. Tomorrow we'll just be picking a comment on YouTube, but today we'll pick 1 through 5 for Facebook, 5 through 10 for Twitter. So 1 through 5 is Facebook. So let's go to Facebook. One lucky person who shared my video last night on the top 3 coins to look out for in February, hint hint, Bitcoin being one of them, will win some free cryptocurrency. So let me get that out for you. Let's get that out of the way, and we will wrap up the stream here. So hit that thumbs up button. We have 22 shares. Thank you guys for the comments. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not all of them show up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 people that shared. So let me pick a number between 1 and 12. And lucky number 11 is Mason Dubel Buys. Thank you very much for participating. You just won yourself some free cryptocurrency. We'll reach out to you, so thank you. And to be eligible tomorrow, comment on this video below. Leave some feedback, what you think about it, and basically leave your ETH address. You leave your ETH address. And by the way, check out the Cryptosomniac Advantage. If you're in the Advantage, we're basically going to be giving away our ICO video, our ICO top ICOs of the month right now. So take the 14-day free trial. No obligation to stay. Doesn't matter. We get all of our reports. You can take them, download them, steal them, do whatever you want. And, you know, that's the end of it. If you don't like it, it's not for you. And we're trying to improve it, so we value anyone's feedback for sure. So I think that's going to round out the stream. I just wanted to update you guys on the Indian FUD, and let you know that I'm holding strong as a rock, looking to buy in some Bitcoin. I'll be selling my left and my right kidney if we drop any lower, guys. You might want to sell some of your children, maybe your house, maybe your dog, maybe your cat. I'm just kidding. You don't want to sell anything, but only invest what you can afford to lose at the end of the day. Obviously, I have my career and other things invested, so even if I were to lose all of my Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I'm not out of job, and I'm not out all these different things. So only invest what you can afford to lose at the end of the day. There's a lot to lose if you invest the house and mortgage your future. So don't do that if you don't have other means of, you know, establishing money. You want to diversify yourself, not in just cryptocurrency, but other assets, stock exchange, property is a huge investment of mine. I love property. So just trying to keep it real. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Comment on this video for a chance to win some free cryptocurrency tomorrow. So that's going to do it here for today, boys. Let's see if the outro video works. All right, cool.